We're going picking at Goodwill today. It's a good day around these parts. I hope you guys are having a good day as well. It is Friday, so I snuck out of the shop and yeah, Matt's got it all held down. So I get to pick in some piece here and I'm looking for some pieces. So I'm starting in the clear glass section because the crow in me is drawn to the shiny bits. I can't help it. $1.99. I'm like, whoa, you're beautiful. Look at that. It's just for one of those small candle holders, which I do sell in the shop. So $1.99, whether they're $1.99 each or for the pair, I was willing to commit to it. And when I got up to the front, the lady told me, nope, it is actually for the pair. So I'm like, bonus! That is awesome. And honestly, I had like some rewards. I'm looking at this piece. Oh my gosh, I am all about the apothecary jars. Yes, you too. Do you love them as well? But today I ended up having like $1 in change in my Goodwill rewards bank. And so therefore it's like getting one of those candle holders for free. Love it. Oh yes, you're perfect. See, if you want to dress up your space, go out and get a fancy dish, and then go ahead and put your candy into it for the season. It's just extra special. It's gorgeous. This piece is gorgeous. Tell me if you love it as well. So I just love these honey amber colors and the old glass. I've got to look up this pattern. If anybody knows it, let me know. I'm learning my vintage glass patterns. Who needs more cowbell right now in their life? That ring a ding ding is for you. Oh, this is interesting too. I was trying to identify what was in the center. Does anybody recognize it? $2.99. I've come across a lot of these type squares. Is it resin? I guess it would be filled with. I like this thing. A little basket. It grew on me the moment I touched it and I pulled it down and then I just like pulled it closer to my heart. Okay, you got flowers. I like it. You got the blue and white pattern going on. That always sucks me in. $2.99. Having things like this around the shop is really good for resale because, people don't always want to drop big money on a piece of glass or, a more higher end piece. Sometimes the joy we get is just finding a piece that's meant for you. I like this guy as well. Right here, he's a little creamer. Gold. We love gold, of course. That's pretty. This reminded me, I was at Ambets yesterday, and there was somebody who picked up a dress, and it was gorgeous. It looked like a old wedding dress. By the way, I don't know. I don't recognize these guys. Does anybody know? They're definitely not vintage. They're more of a newer, pop culture thing. But I could not identify them. Um, this though, come on, we all know that's a gorgeous strawberry, a milk glass, gorgeous strawberry, opaque, solid. I recognize this pattern, Natural Life. I knew it. I love this company's patterns and their colors. Anybody else? It looks like my best guess is this is actually something that goes into the cup holder of your car, and then it had a few
We
hairs
have
and
a
stuff
kid
like
in
that.
town,
Obviously, it was
so
used.
he's
You would need
really
to lint
freaking
roll it,
out.
give it a little bath. But I'm thinking it was like maybe something you put between your two seats, and then you can stuff things into it. Retractable ID badge. There was a time when I worked the corporate world, and I loved my retractable badges. Okay, it's a thing. Everybody gets their own, and it's part of the joy that becomes part of your uniform. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about, the retractable badge. But anyhow, I wanted to tell you, I was at AmVets yesterday, and I could not help but keep looking at this gorgeous dress. There was a couple walking around, and he was holding the dress for her, and it was a gorgeous white floral rosettes. Looked like full on absolute bridal dress. Like, oh my gosh, so gorgeous. By the way, these were awesome. It's a seal, an owl, and a bunny. A seal, an owl, and a bunny step out onto an ice pan. Yeah, I don't know what the rest of the joke is, but it felt better than saying they walked into a bar. That's all I'm saying. I love these as well. All these little bags of critters. We're going to take a minute to look through them. The hummingbird. I love the hummingbird, and I know so many of my customers do as well. Not sure if they're real crystal or not. or if they're just plastic that look like crystal. I think they're glass though. If I was a betting woman, I put my money on glass. I'm pretty sure they're glass. Their beaks were intact. Looks absolutely beautiful. There's 3 here. So I've got this window that I bought and I put nails into it, and that way I can hang things like sun catchers and any sort of like, things that you put in your windows. And so I could see them there. I saw that and I'm like, okay, they could be a $6 quick grab and go, easy flip of my money. So we're gonna grab those, you know, the power of 3. Let it be. Get in my card. But yeah, I've told you guys before, I love candlesticks. I love old chandeliers. I love the big, big, crystal bling blings, and I love the big dresses. When I was a young girl, I would always say to my grandmother, I would look at a picture of her on the wall, and I would always say she was in a dress with her family, with our family. And I would always say, I think it was her mom and maybe a few other people. And I can still remember that picture, and they'd all wear dresses. And I'd say to her, I'm like, oh, I wish I could wear a dress. I wish I could wear a dress like that. And she'd always say, Sonia, if you had to wear a dress every day, you wouldn't want to. But, back then I was young and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'd wear a dress everywhere. But I've always been infatuated with dresses. By the way, I love this right here. Can anybody identify it for me? It is a footed, gorgeous amber, very, very warm dish. And it's got like this hobnail on the outside. I don't know. I don't know what vintage glass it is, or like who made it. If you know, let me know. But I will get to it when I go to clean it. But yeah, I remember as well. I would always there's a Cinderella book. Tell me if you know. By the way, I love that little blue cat. There's the old book of Cinderella, and it was all those children's books. And I would always open to the page where the birds were creating her dress, and I can remember the birds were holding the ribbon that kind of went around the waist of the dress. Anyway, seriously, still committed to my memory. And I tried so many times with toilet paper, with like any fabric I could get. I wanted to recreate the Cinderella dress. I know. I'm telling all my stories today, okay? I'm letting it all hang out. Anyhow, tell me if there was something when you were a kid that you know, that you just, yeah, I don't know, that you were just amazed by, or, would have loved to live the life of, or experience something that you saw in a storybook, maybe you thought you could fly. I don't know. This guy, I go over, he's face down. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? All right, I'll talk to you for a second. Let's have a quick conversation here. You're walking, you're dancing, you're doing it, you're doing it. You got it, buddy. You got it. All right, now pick that frown. Let's turn that frown upside down. Oh, nobody's given him a hand yet. If you know, you know. All right. Okay. So he's here trying to walk right into my life. Do you see that? He's trying to win me over. He's like, I can jump in your cart. I can jump in your cart. Look at me. I can fly. I can fly. All right. I'm waving. I'm waving. Yes, I know. We're going to have to fix your hand, but it's true. If you hear the rumor, it is absolutely true. I did adopt this puppet today because I don't know what we're going to do with him. He doesn't need to have a hand. What could I use to make a hand for that puppet? If anybody has any ideas, I wonder if I get out my Sculpey clay, if I could do a hand. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. By the way, this frog was very happy to see me. He was pondering life, and I knew in my heart that he needed a home too. And so, you know what? Say it with me. We love the critters. So I picked him up and I put him in the cart. And now he's here at the shop with me. So I got to work on my finds today. It has been an awesome day, though. You know how some days just feel a little more, I don't know, just there's a little extra like pep in your step. And today is that day for me. I actually filmed another video earlier today when I was working on restocking some of my shop earrings. So if you would love to go and hang out with me a little bit more, I do tell on my stories. We do go a little more inward. And it's on my second channel. It's called Sonia Miller. And I talk it today about releasing old versions of yourself and stepping into where you are and what you want to do. So it's a really, it's just a thoughtful conversation. It's a chat while we make and create. And you got to see the earrings that I made because they are spooktacular. It is the spooky season, the Burr months. And so, anyhow, let's sit down and hang out. Again, that's on my second channel. It's called Sonia Miller. And I will see you over there in 3, 2, 1. Over and out.